Welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben. We're going to do a little bit of a studio bar tour today. About a week ago, our friends Troy and Laura over at Baker Drinks did a video where they kind of showed their setup, sort of a little bit of a behind the scenes, showed the rooms that they film in and things like that. And I'm kind of a nerd for that sort of thing, so I really enjoyed it. So I figured, why not just outright rip off their idea and do the same thing here? So that's what we're doing in this video. We're going to check out the room that we normally film in, which is this one. And then we have a separate studio for live streaming. And then, as some of you may know, we do have an outside garage bar where we've done some Patreon-only stuff, and we did some filming out there when the bar was being worked on down here. So I'm going to show you all three of those spots and kind of show you a little bit of behind the scenes of how and where we film our videos. So check it out. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so here is the bar room that we film in. So the bar that we use isn't actually a set, it's just an actual home bar. So this is kind of the view that's seen on the channel. I'm filming this with my phone, so the aspect ratio is going to be a little bit different. But we actually, in reality, have to set the camera up back here, so we move that table and set it up to get the shot that we use. So yeah, this is just kind of the hangout bar when it's not being used for filming bourbon reviews for the channel. And then if we turn around this way, this is the rest of the room. It's kind of a little play area for me. I like guitars, so this is kind of fun to have. It's kind of a little makeshift stage. I'll go behind the bar for a second here. I'm not going to take the time to go through all the different bottles, just because I think you've seen most of them on the channel, but I'll see if I can get a decent shot of just kind of a little bit more of a close-up view than is normally seen on the channel. So I actually just made this background to cover up the mirror, so that's going to be appearing in all the future episodes. And actually the reason I did that is not to hide the camera's reflection, but having the mirror there really affects how we can put our lights, because the lights will reflect off of the mirror. Very first ever chunk of Bad Axe Bobby's table ever sent out. Happy to have that. That's maybe the best collector's item I have in this entire bar, you know. Collector bourbon is pretty cool, but I mean, a chunk of Bobby's table is awesome. So, and this shelf doesn't get seen on camera. There's some fun stuff up there. And then this is kind of my bottle kill area. When I get bottles that are down, you know, getting fairly low. Unfortunately, Friday at Fred's is on its way out. Anyway, yeah, when those get low, I'll put those up there. And then I got a couple of these old school, old granddads. These aren't bottle kills, obviously, but they don't make this anymore, so I picked up a couple bottles of that just as a sort of a collector's item. There's a couple of these Jim Beam ceramic whiskey decanters back there, but yeah, that's kind of the stuff you don't really see. And this is our view when we're filming, in case you're interested. Camera's right there. So this is right where I stand. So there you go. But this is the kind of the room as a whole. We use lav mics, which are the lapel ones that clip on, because you'll notice this is kind of a larger room, and there's no carpet, so there's a lot of echo, and you're probably hearing that as I'm talking right now. So having those clip-on mics really helps. So here's a couple of extra bottles down here. We got some samples, some more stuff we still need to get to. Some samples from Bobby, and we got some stuff from Baker Drinks down here. We still got to get to that one soon. That's the, what is this one? The Rare Character Amberana finish. I'm looking forward to that. They sent this out quite a while ago. And then some random stuff. There's some stuff down here that isn't bourbon. And then a couple of overflow bottles over here. Still got to find a spot for those. So then over here is kind of the Bottle Kill Hill copyright Bad Axe bourbon. These are all the dead bottles. I went through a phase of making whiskey lamps, like this one here. And so my intent was to do that with a bunch of other bottles, so I've been saving these up, and I don't know. My wife is wondering when I'm going to get around to doing that. Then over here, this is the movie room. Oh, well, look at that. Who do we got on screen? Bourbon School. Go check out Bourbon School. So this is the movie theater room. And the only reason that this is kind of relevant to this particular video, since this is kind of a studio tour, is because actually when I first started thinking about doing a channel, before I had even talked to Greg about it or even knew if he was interested, I was going to do a solo channel, and one of the things I was possibly going to do was like a movie review / bourbon review sort of thing. I was going to try to figure out a way to maybe incorporate that, like pick a pour and then watch a movie and review both of them or whatever. I don't know. It's just kind of a way for me to try to do something at least a little bit original. But at the end of the day, we just ended up doing the standard review channel that everybody else does. So anyway, all right, so the next stop is going to be the live streaming studio. We used to live stream down here, but that got to be a hassle setting up the monitor because live streaming requires a bigger monitor to look at. So I'm going to do this all in one shot just for the sake of perspective, just so everybody can kind of see how this works. So I'm going all the way upstairs. And here we go. So this is where we do our live streaming. This is kind of set up for that. Right now, there's the green screen. And so this is kind of our perspective when we're doing our live streams. Again, we use a monitor so we can actually read comments and see people. The computer screen was just too small, and then if we had it sitting on the bar, it got in the way of the camera, so we decided to move that up here. And this is in the process of editing the old Dragon Bones episode. So yeah, this is where we sit while we're live streaming. These lights we use downstairs when we're actually filming videos, so we do have lights we set up. There's the camera. A bunch of samples over here. Then we're halfway through from our last live streaming episode. So yeah, there's that. And then we'll have one more stop. Oh, before we leave the live stream studio. Bam. If you know, you know. Okay, one more stop here. Getting a de facto tour of part of my house in this video as well, I guess. So sometimes we'll do some stuff outside in the garage, and that is right out here. So this is the garage bar. And so sometimes Greg and I will film right here. We'll move the grill there and the smoker, and then set up chairs on both sides of that table, and we'll sit there and have a cigar. We've done some Patreon-only stuff from out here. And when my basement was being worked on, which you may have noticed in the bar footage that some of the trim was missing off the wall, that's because I did some work down there this last summer and have not put the trim back on. Anyway, but this is the garage bar, and sometimes we've filmed out here as well. When the garage or the bar was being worked on, we filmed a couple of reviews right here, and we filmed a couple over there, as I said. So anyway, that's all of our filming locations. So there it is. There you have it, folks. You know, I thought it was really cool when Troy and Laura did their video, and so I'm going to go ahead and challenge other Whiskey Tube channels to show us their studio and their setup, because I'm just kind of a nerd for this sort of thing. I think it's really cool to see, you know, just the equipment people are using and, you know, kind of what their perspective is when they're filming. So anyway, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Cheers.